Hello again, I am back again, and today I'm going to look at the game between a 5Q and 3 down KGS player. This was like an even game. It was half point Komi, but yeah, it's no handicap zones. A bit of a crazy game, a lot of fighting, but um, it's a bit difficult to criticize a lot because Black played really well in this game. I don't think he played like a 5Q, but there's still some interesting situations and things that I would like to show you guys and to discuss. But anyway, let's just take a look at the game. Yeah, so Black is the 5Q and plays this cross Vaseki, which is possible. It's just a little complicated, but I can't really say it's bad. But this move I don't like. Maybe Black had decided before the game that he wanted to play this kind of crazy opening. And usually I can't really say anything bad about it. It's just a bit crazy, but it's hard to say that this kind of opening is bad. But in this case, I think it's a mistake. Notice that after this move, White just made the bottom side bigger than all the other sides. So some sort of move here is really nice for Black. It's the largest part of the board, and it's an expansion from d4. And it's also an approach to the 3-4, which is facing your stone at d4. So this is a really nice approach, one of these for Black. So I think it's much better to play something like this. Now the game is much more balanced, and it's not like here where the bottom is obviously the biggest, and it's really nice to get this sort of approach for Black. But Black played here, and White fixed his position. So Black just lost the opportunity to approach the stone. Black plays here. That's fine. I'm not sure which is bigger, either the top or the right. It's debatable because the right side, both of these want to develop on the right, especially these two white stones, because it's all the way up to the 6th line. So it really wants to develop this way. While the top, both of these 4-4 stones also wants to develop, but even more on the right because of the Shimari. But then again, Black can't really approach the corner on the right side like he can on the top left, so it's hard to say which is better. So Black played here, and like this, and now White got this extension. So Black played this to not allow White to get a double wing. And now the two moves that I like for White is A and B. These are the two last big points on the board. Especially if you can get A in center, then White can get both. But it's a bit, I'm not really sure if Black will answer either of these moves and will just take the other sides. Like if White plays here, maybe Black will place maybe something like this and just build a huge left side, or maybe if White plays here, Black will just take this one immediately and look to attack K10 or Q10. It's hard to say which side is better, but I like both of these moves for White. But in the game, White played here, which is inside of Black's area. So now Black can attack White, which he did. Okay, so usually in this situation, White will play like this. and we can expect this sort of result. Either here or here are the most common. But in the game, white played this to challenge black. So my first thought is this cut at f4. Because the nice thing about this is that white can't ladder the stone because of tengen. So this will actually be a very nice use of tengen to play like this. So yeah. So white has to play something like this. And I think this fight should be good for black because of tengen. So any ladder variation will be good for black. So in this case, I think black should just split something like this. And white has 2 weak groups. But it is pretty complicated. White would want to surround the corner. And something like this. And I think black should cut. And it's just a huge mess. This is difficult. I think white has to go out, something like this. And yeah, this seems to be a nice situation for black. But this kind of thing is it's difficult to read. And I'm not really sure about it either. But yeah, I think this looks good for black. But in any case, I think this fight should be good for black because black has k4 and also tengen. So yeah, this taking this fight I think is important because you play tengen to fight. You didn't play tengen to take territory. It's a fighting move. So I mean it's in the middle of the board, like the least efficient place to actually take territory. But it's really good for fighting and to breaking ladders. So yeah, I think this was an opportunity to use tengen. Maybe also one of these two. I think something like this. I'm not sure what I should do. If white cuts and extends, then again, this ladder doesn't really work. If black plays something like this, white can't really ladder the stone because of tengen. So yeah, this will just run into tengen. So yeah, that's what I mean that these sort of ladders white can't play because of tengen. So this fight should be good for black. And that's why I think you should play here. But I understand it's very complicated, these things. This fight will be very complicated. But I feel that it should be good for black in this case. You could also think about this sort of move, but I'm not really that liking this one because white will probably play in this sort of light way. And yeah, you wouldn't be using tengen in this ladder situation. And you also play the empty triangle. So yeah, I think this would have been a good opportunity. But I can't really say what's the best following moves because it's very complicated. I just think that this fight should be good for black. But black played here and white played this one. And now black finally started to fight, which is a good idea. I'm not really sure, maybe this cut is better still because of tengen. But at least black fought. And white fixed the shape like this. And black destroys white's eye space. And white plays here. And now I think it's important to look at what's going on here. It's actually a quite complicated situation. But in these complicated situations, we have to be calm and look at the groups. So actually here there's A, B, C, D, E that are fighting. So there's 5 groups in total. And yeah, we have to look at the strengths and weaknesses of the groups. And yeah, you can look at it and try to, how should I say, rank them by strength. So I would say that the weakest of these groups is D, and then C, and then B and E are about the same. I say E is a little stronger than B, and the strongest is A. The main fight, I think, is between D and C. So we would want to play some sort of move to help C and to make D weaker. Now, if you are super aggressive, you might want to try something like this to adjust around the whole thing. But it seems a bit easy for white to get out because black's position is a little thin. Like something like this, for instance, it doesn't really look hard for white to get out here. And now we also have to be careful that maybe white can get f2 later than this bottom group is getting weak. So I'm not sure about this kind of thin move. This looks a bit iffy. I'm not really sure about it. So maybe something like this instead to help C and to just make this white group a lot weaker. Now it's kind of difficult for white. White has to try to get out, but this fight should be good for black. And now black is also gaining strength here to later attack A, or invade at least. So something like this looks good. Maybe this, I'm not really sure. Because the idea here is that if white protects, then I'm sure black should be able to kill this group. If white gets out, then black later has some sort of move like this to attack these white 3 stones. But I kind of like this one because it helps black's weakest group and it puts pressure on white. But in the game, what happened was that black played here. And black helped his strongest group. But the good thing, I guess, about this is that later he can attack A by playing something like this, maybe. But still, this is not what I like, because he's helping the strongest group, and now white played here to help his weakest group and also make black's weakest group even weaker. So black could have gotten a better result here, I think. So white got out, black connected, and white protected. Now, I'm not really saying that this situation is bad for black, because actually black got territory on the bottom side, and white didn't really get much territory, he just got safety. So it's not necessarily a bad game for black. But I feel that black should have been able to do much better here, especially by cutting here. This looks quite severe and difficult for white. But it's still a game. So yeah, like this. And black played here. Because I guess black, like he wrote, tried to read something out here and I wasn't quite sure. The first thing to note here, though, is that there's a really big opening move left, which is this one. It looks to attack Q10. So it's also very big for white to play here. White builds a really nice framework on the right side. So it's quite important to be the one to be the first to play on the right side. I would be thinking about that. But black read something out here. And yeah, this, I guess black didn't see this move for white, which gave white center to take this large point. Maybe black wasn't sure about this one. And it looks a bit complicated, like this. Now black can't cut because of this ladder. So black has to do something like this. It seems a bit difficult for white though. I think black should be able to handle this, but it is a little complicated. I'm not quite sure what white should do actually. It seems a bit difficult for white, but it can be a bit complicated to read these things out. But this was really small when white gets sent here, so I'm sure black didn't realize this. By the way, I forgot to mention that in this position, white can just connect like this. If black tries to cut, then white just captures these two stones. So black can't really do that. Black has to pull back. But then white can just play this bamboo joint, and black has to protect. And by the way, I don't really like this protection because this cut is quite annoying. Black can't capture this. And if black plays here, then this is not a nice RG for black to have. So black should probably just connect like this. But still, this cut is kind of annoying for black. And white is out, so this isn't really a trouble for white. Also, these stones are kind of weak. So if white just plays this one, I don't really see a good way for black to handle this. If black just protects, then white just makes good shape. And also here, white can still play this move. If black protects, then white just makes good shape. If black plays here, then white will extend. Black has to connect, and white can connect. Now black can't cut white because white will just capture black. So what else? If black plays here, then white will connect, and black has to play something like this, and white is out again, and there's still a lot of RG in black's position. Also, maybe white can just ignore this move and play here. If black plays here, then white will capture black. So black has to ignore and cut. And white can take these 3 stones. So this isn't really much trouble for white. Of course, these 3 are looking a bit strange now. But black's or white's main group is out. So yeah, it seems like if white just plays this move, it's not really that difficult for white to handle this situation. And then white played here. Took territory. And black is building the top side, which is quite nice. It also kind of helps the center group. And it also threatens a really nice corner invasion at C17. So yeah, white protects. So I just want to explain this jump by black a little bit. So yeah, this is actually after a review. I sometimes when I review, I actually just go back and because there's always something that I want to say, and I forget. And this is one of those things that I want to show. The purpose of this move. It's not just to take the top side. It also threatens a really nice corner invasion. So that's why typically white will defend after this jump. Not always, but it's pretty big to do that. Because, yeah, I know there's still this invasion, but it's not really the same thing. So let's just compare. In this case, white will play here and black will play here. And now white can choose this one to take center, or white can play here. And this is a very usual Joseki. And black protects the corner, and usually white fixes this shape. Not really sure in this case because D11 is kind of close, so maybe white should try to fix it some other way, but yeah, just to show Joseki. And if black doesn't fix, then white can kill the corner by playing here. And sometimes actually black can just cut right away. If black is strong around, black can fight this. But yeah, this is the usual way. But let's say black has this one as well. Now when black invades and white plays here, black won't play this move, black will play here. And the cut at d15 is kind of annoying for white. So let's say white plays here, which is like the first instinct, I think. And black will play like this. Now this cut is very severe. It's difficult for white to handle this. I guess in this case white has to push out. But you can see that white is completely split apart. And it's a very difficult situation for white. So that's why white can't really play this way. White has to play here. And now black gets a nicer corner than usual in center. So yeah, this is a really nice corner invasion for black. Typically, maybe white doesn't really need to protect this in this case though, because of d11. But yeah, this is the idea of this jump. It's big for the top and also big for the corner. So usually white just protects like this. Black played here. And this. And yeah, this wasn't really great because black lost center. So black should have been able to get center here. I'm thinking this one. White has to take. And now black has center to play a large point. I think a move around here is very large because it threatens to reduce white. So let's say white plays something like this. Now suddenly this white group at A gets really weak because it only has one eye. So trying to pressure here, I think would have been a good idea to threaten this white group. It seems difficult for white. If white has to go out like this, then black has this sort of move to really annoy white. Getting these moves is nice to attack. So it was kind of important to play here first. But in the game, white got center and white played this large point. Still black tried to attack. This one I'm not so sure about. Black still couldn't kill white though, but black was able to get a nice moyo in the center. But still, if white plays something like this, then I guess it's too painful to let black go into the territory. And maybe this one, because if black protects, then white can seal off the center like this without making black stronger. If black tries to go in, then there's this cut thing. So yeah, maybe white could have done this a little better. So black got something out of this at least. He got some strength in the center. But I think black could have done a lot better if, of course, if black had center, he should have been able to reduce much more. So white start to reduce the center. This I'm a bit, I'm not really sure why white play like this. I can't really criticize him too much because it's 3 dull. But this, maybe there's still some Aji here, but I'm not sure why white didn't play a move like this to break in further. Black has this cut at A. So black needs to be careful. If it goes like this, then it's kind of difficult for black. If black played here, then white can hane, and if black protects, then there's this cut, which is really painful for black. Looks difficult to handle. If black plays like this, then white can play here. Maybe it's not that bad for black, but it should be at least a small game for white. Also, actually, white can just play here. And now if black protects, then white can go into black's territory like this. Yeah, there's a lot of Aji with that cut. It seems hard for black. If black protects this side, then of course it's not really good because white will just go into black's territory here. Yeah, so this is a bit annoying. But when white plays like this, it seems a lot harder for white to do stuff inside of black's territory, and black just gets these points. So this seems like a good exchange for black. So white continued to reduce. And this is a bit strange. This is typically a better invasion spot in this large Shimari. If white plays like this, then there's Ko. And anything else, and there's trouble. Maybe like this, but now black just lives. Yeah, I'm not really sure what white can do. Maybe white can kill it, but there's a lot of Aji with this kind of move. Maybe here. But if black gets this, then black connects. It's a bit annoying for white, this move. There's a lot of things. I'm not really sure about all the variations, to be honest, but this is typically the move to create trouble in the corner. This 3-3 point. Also, maybe black can try this. White has to answer from this side and just get a reduction like that. White can't really answer from this side because, yeah, there's a lot of Aji here. There's this cat and yeah, this quite annoying for white. And if white plays here, there's this peep. Yeah, so there's a lot of trouble here if white harms from this. I think white has to harm from this side. But yeah, black exchanges these two, which is a good exchange for white. And here actually the game ended because the three don't have to leave. But actually the game is even. So, well, we can try to play this out. So let's say white plays here. Now black will connect, because if white initiates, then this clamp is very big. White can't play here because black will play this. So black has to, or white has to connect. So this is very big. So white has to protect this. And this is very big for black or for white as well. Now white can take center to play here. And this is big. Something like that. And this one is big. And black should play this one. And black can push in. And this is center. And black can play here. This is center. Not that it really did much, but anyway. Here, this one, and this is center. What else? Let's just play something. And what's left here? And I think that's it. So let's take a look at the score. Oops. Yeah, so B won by 2.5 like this. But of course, I'm not really sure about these endgame moves. But it was a very even game, as you can see. So yeah, it was really well done by Black to play against a 3-down and have this kind of result. There was no Comey, but still, this is very well done. I think he played really well. Not really that many things that I thought were bad. But yeah, I think Black could have done even much better by taking advantage of his tengen by cutting here. And later fought with or against this weak white group. But overall, it's a very good game. So yeah, that's the game. Not really that much to say about it as opposed to the last review. But I thought the game was quite interesting, so I wanted to show it, and I hope you liked it. If you have any questions or disagreements or whatever, then feel free to comment. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, I guess.